Welcome to Lesson 5.8 of the Gantt Architect course. In this lesson, we explore milestones and timelines, focusing on how to structure success indicators over a 12 to 24-month grant period. Milestones break objectives into interim checkpoints, enabling progress tracking and demonstrating feasibility to funders. A well-designed timeline shows reviewers that you understand the work required and have planned carefully. By the end of this lesson, you will understand how to create effective milestones, develop realistic timelines, and present progress indicators that strengthen your proposal and increase reviewer confidence in your project management capabilities. Milestones are interim checkpoints marking progress toward objectives. They break the journey from project start to objective achievement into identifiable waypoints. The function of milestones is breaking larger objectives into manageable targets. A 2-year objective can seem distant. Milestones at 6 months, 12 months, and 18 months make progress visible and achievable. Timing places milestones at specific points during the project period, quarterly, semi-annually, or at defined project phases. Timing should be logical and consistent. Evidence means milestones represent demonstrable achievements at each point. You should be able to verify milestone achievement. Milestones are not just calendar dates, but actual accomplishments. Milestones matter for several reasons. Progress tracking lets you know if you are on track. Without interim measures, you discover failure only at project end. Milestones enable continuous assessment. Early warning identifies problems before they become crises. If a 6-month milestone is missed, you have time to adjust. Problems detected early can be addressed before they derail the project. Accountability provides regular checkpoints for funders. Progress reports often align with milestones. Funders want to see steady progress, not just end-of-grant results. Feasibility demonstration shows you have thought through the work. A detailed milestone plan suggests realistic understanding of what implementation requires. Vague plans suggest unclear thinking. Different types of milestones track different aspects of progress. Process milestones are implementation targets at specific points. Staff hired by month 2, training completed by month 4. These track implementation progress. Output milestones mark products or deliverables completed. Curriculum developed by month 3. Website launched by month 6. Report submitted by month 12. Tangible products demonstrate progress. Outcome milestones are interim outcome achievements. 50% of annual enrollment target by month 6. Initial outcome data collected by month 9. These track progress toward outcome objectives. Administrative milestones mark required project management activities. IRB approval obtained. Subcontracts executed. These necessary activities have their own timelines. Creating effective milestones requires attention to quality. Specific means clear about what will be achieved. Vague milestones like make progress do not work. Specify the exact achievement expected at each point. Measurable means verifiable accomplishment. You should be able to definitively determine whether a milestone was met. If verification is unclear, the milestone is not well defined. Sequential means milestones build logically on previous ones. Month 3 milestones should depend on month 1 achievements. The sequence should represent actual work progression. Realistic means achievable in the specified time frame. Milestones set too aggressively create failure. Milestones set too conservatively waste time. Match milestones to realistic work pace. Milestone planning follows a logical process. Start with end by identifying what must be achieved by project end. Your objectives define the destination. Everything works backward from there. Work backward by determining what must happen first, second, third. If you need trained staff to deliver services, hiring precedes training precedes service delivery. The sequence emerges from work requirements. Identify dependencies by understanding what depends on what. Some activities cannot begin until others complete. Dependencies constrain sequencing. Knowing dependencies prevents unrealistic plans. Assign timing by determining when each component must be complete. Given the sequence and dependencies, when must each milestone be achieved? Work forward through the sequence, assigning realistic dates. Timeline development structures work across the project period. Project duration defines the total length of the grant period. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Everything must fit within this constraint. Phase division creates logical segments of work: planning phase, implementation phase, evaluation phase. Phases organize complex projects into manageable periods. Activity sequencing determines the order of implementation. Some activities are sequential, others can be parallel. Understanding sequencing enables realistic scheduling. Buffer time provides contingency for unexpected delays. Things rarely go exactly as planned. Building in buffer protects against minor delays cascading into major problems. Common timeline formats present information differently. Gantt charts show visual bars representing activity duration. Each activity has a bar showing when it starts and ends. Overlapping bars show parallel activities. Gantt charts are visually clear but space-consuming. Milestone tables list milestones with target dates. Simple format showing what and when. Tables are compact and easy to scan. They work well when space is limited. Narrative timelines provide prose description of work phases. In months 1 through 3, we will complete startup activities. In months 4 through 12, implementation will occur. Narratives integrate with proposal text. Funder preference varies. Some funders specify required formats. Some provide templates. Match your format to requirements when specified. Gantt charts have standard structural elements. Structure places activities listed vertically with time shown horizontally. Each row is an activity. Columns represent time periods, usually months or quarters. Bars show duration of each activity. A bar extending from month 2 to month 6 shows a 4-month activity. Bar length indicates how long activities take. Dependencies are shown by arrows connecting related activities. An arrow from hiring to training shows training depends on hiring completion. Dependency arrows reveal critical paths. Milestones appear as diamonds or markers at key points. These highlight important achievements within the timeline. Milestones stand out visually from ongoing activities. Timeline realism prevents overpromising. Startup delays must be accounted for. Hiring takes time. Procurement takes time. Approvals take time. Month 1 activities often cannot begin until these complete. Seasonal factors affect timing. School-based programs align with school years. Holiday periods slow work. Funding cycles affect partner availability. Timing should reflect real-world calendars. Organizational capacity limits what you can actually do simultaneously. Small organizations cannot run many parallel activities. Be realistic about capacity constraints. Evidence base shows what similar projects actually required. If comparable projects took 18 months, do not claim you will finish in 12. Base timelines on evidence. Milestones appear throughout proposals. In the evaluation section, milestones operationalize objectives. They show how you will track progress toward objectives through interim checkpoints. In the work plan, the timeline shows implementation sequence. Activities, dependencies, and milestones together describe how work will unfold. In the management plan, milestones enable oversight. Project management tracks milestone achievement. Problems trigger management response. For progress reports, milestones structure reporting. Reports often align with milestone schedules. Did you achieve the milestones planned for this period? Adjusting timelines creates coherent proposals. Scope alignment means timeline must match proposed scope. If you propose ambitious activities, timeline must provide sufficient time. Scope and timeline must align. Resource alignment means timeline must match available resources. More staff can compress timelines. Fewer staff extends timelines. Resources and timeline must align. Funder requirements mean timeline must fit grant period. If the grant is 2 years, your timeline is 2 years. Adjust scope to fit available time. Iteration revises until everything aligns. First draft timelines rarely work perfectly. Revise scope, resources, and timeline until all elements fit together coherently. Common timeline mistakes undermine proposals and reduce competitiveness. Overly ambitious timelines pack too much into too little time. Reviewers recognize unrealistic schedules. Overpromising suggests naive planning or desperation. No buffer means no contingency for delays. Every project encounters unexpected challenges. Timelines without buffer have no flexibility when problems arise. Ignored dependencies sequence activities illogically. If training appears before hiring, reviewers notice the impossibility. Dependencies must be respected in your sequencing. Missing startup underestimates time to begin. Month 1 rarely involves full implementation. Startup activities like hiring and setup take significant time. Account for ramp-up periods in your planning. Here is a practical exercise to apply what you have learned about milestones and timelines. Step 1. List all major activities for your project. What are the main things you will do? Brainstorm comprehensively to capture all work required. Step 2. Sequence activities based on dependencies. What must happen first? What depends on what? Arrange activities in logical order that respects prerequisites. Step 3. Assign realistic timeframes to each activity. How long will each activity take? Be honest about duration based on experience or research. Include buffer time for unexpected delays. Step 4. Identify key milestones at logical checkpoints. At 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, what should be achieved? Mark these interim accomplishments that demonstrate progress toward your objectives. Let us summarize the key points from this lesson. Milestones are interim checkpoints marking progress toward objectives. They break large goals into manageable targets and enable tracking. Timelines structure work across the project period. They show when activities occur, how they relate, and what will be achieved when. Realism requires accounting for dependencies, capacity, and contingency. Unrealistic timelines undermine credibility. Build in buffer and respect constraints. In our next lesson, we will explore mission match, focusing on aligning your objectives with funder strategic priorities. Strong alignment increases competitiveness.